Well, I would say you already know this, young man. It's very simple. And so again, the nails or whatever they are, doesn't matter. People are getting nailed. Okay, again, it's an old saying. Let's nail them. Let's get them. Same idea. And realistically, nobody dies. Okay, whether they're here or whatever, it all looks like that because everything is fabricated. This is why when people go to funerals and that, it's ridiculous because nobody's died. It's just the body. And these are ideas, and what it looks like is killing them is the ideas that others project. But it's not so. It's because they're accepting the ideas. The only way you can be shot is when you accept it, when you stand there and be shot. You might say on the real side, it's giving the example. But if you're sitting there dodging the bullets, I've had many experiences in the past where, just like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, where they're shooting at him and he bends backwards or twirls around and the bullets miss him. It's because he's not accepting their ideas. And they've shot machine guns and stuff at me, and it just do the same thing, not accepting their ideas. And the reason that went through the back bending is because, again, it's a mimic of the Matrix, because we're in the Matrix. And so no one really dies. They just stay ignorant and unaware because they've accepted the ideas from others to think that, oh, you're dead. And just like you see in the movies or whatever, a good example is Ava and I saw Ghost the other night with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. That's a very good movie. It shows you really what's going on, gives a very, very good point of view, etc., of what's really taking place. And nobody's dead, but you become lost and just do silly things, etc. But that's really the idea. That's the dead idea. And again, they want you, those that control others, they want you to think that they're dead or you're dead. So they set up the funeral thing, just like they set up the marriage thing, and all that leads to complications. So again, it's constant distractions, but he's put up a barrier there. He's hidden behind a barrier, which is another idea. And it's also showing that those things can penetrate to a certain point. So he's put up a barrier. But you don't need barriers. It's about awareness. See, he ran around and he hid behind the wall. So in a way, the barrier is this fear, thinking that, oh, if I'm afraid, they won't get me, or whatever his idea is. Well, it's not about that. It's about awareness, like the sun shining. That's where they don't get you, because you're not accepting their ideas. The wall. And you notice he goes around, hides behind the wall, and the nails are still kind of penetrating. So the idea is that, we've all been brought up through religious ideas of belief. Okay, so when things really start to happen in our life, so this is like a warning to him. So when things really start to happen in our life, what do? Yeah, we know about the guides. We know all this information. But basically, we go back to our basic instinct, which is some kind of belief. All of a sudden, the fear comes in, and, the awareness of life is invisible. So you want to grab onto something. So you grab onto the idea of, oh, God, help me. See? So the wall represents like that idea, thinking that, oh, this solid belief or this solid faith or hope or whatever, or the gods will help you. But it's showing that no, they'll penetrate it eventually. So if they penetrate it a little bit, they're going to blow the whole thing away eventually. You're going to have nothing but fear. So that's a warning and showing him also, you see? And the bullet, again, is an idea. Shot him in the head. He fell to the ground, which is the physical, okay? It affected him, in the physical sense. It's the idea affected him in the physical sense. Well, then his buddy went over there, pulled the bullet out, okay, which is the idea, and started chewing on it. So it's kind of like when you're eating, something that you've never eaten before, or it doesn't even matter, whatever the meal is, you're kind of chewing on it, and you're looking around, it's like, okay, I don't know if this tastes good or not. See, you're kind of chewing on it, or the old saying, chewing the fat. So in other words, you're thinking about it. So that's why he put it in his mouth, because he's thinking about the idea. Now, it's not always the number one guy that is the one you want. Many times it's the number two guy, you see, that comes up, but you create create a cause that implies an effect, like you're seeing here. So it's very, very interesting. But anyhow, all you can do is try and see what happens. But again, he took the idea to the physical. It's like he accepted the idea, took it to the physical, but like he's seeing in the experience, if the impression is, well, it had no effect on him. In other words, like what we're doing, presenting out there, they see it in the physical sense, but for most people, it doesn't have any effect on them. They're not interested. But some people take what we're presenting and they chew on it. It's like, well, let me look at this and let me think about this and I'll let you know. See, something like that. So at least he's in the fighter jet. He's a warrior, and I'm sure that he's with somebody else, one of the real guides, like the movie with Tom Cruise, Maverick, Top Gun. You got two guys, you got two pilots, okay? So, kind of that scenario there as one's being taught how all of this works and how to be a lawyer and, a warrior and face things. And so it looks brutal, but it's not. In other words, when you got your own fighter jet and you pull that in your driveway and all your neighbors see it, all of a sudden they realize, hey, this guy means business. He's got a fighter jet in his driveway. Wow.